Good afternoon, everyone. Let's start with characteristic of primates, evolutionary trends, and primate taxonomy. So, primates are one of the most studied group in animal kingdom due to their close evolutionary relationship with the humans. And as you might be aware of this fact, that it is from the primate stock that both hominids and hominins diverged later, and this it is this hominin branch that later gave way to Homo sapiens. Now, as a characteristic of primates, so primates are distinguished from other animals by a unique combination of anatomical, sensory, neurological, and behavioral characteristics. And these traits have evolved primarily due to their adaptation to an arboreal, tree-dwelling environment, and although many primates have later adapted to terrestrial life. So this is one of the core characteristic, the arboreal setting, and it is the arboreal setting that later provided foundation for a limb structure. Second, the omnivorous diet, which again provided for reduced dentition, reduced structure of muscle, and many other characteristics जो हम आगे अभी देखते हैं. Now the anatomical characteristic, first grasping hands and feet. अब यही primates की बात करें तो primates belong to mammals and mammals belong to animals. So overall primates including humans belong to animal kingdom. अब अगर humans and other primates including apes, monkeys, gibbons, tarsiers, उन सबको आप कंपेयर करें बाकी एनिमल से, then the certain distinguishable features can be seen. First one is presence of hands. So ये जो structure है, ये जो appearance है या ये जो anatomical features है, it is not equally available in all mammals or all animals. So first anatomical difference is the grasping hands and feet. So one of the most defining traits of primate is the presence of prehensile hands and feet. Prehensile means limbs that are used for grasping, and the key features. The first one is opposable thumb. So opposable thumb means that your thumb, this structure, it can touch the tips of other fingers. So this is one of the functions that can help you provide a precision grip. This opposable thumb is known as pollex, and it enables primates to touch the tip of their other fingers. And this structure, this facility, it allows for a precision grip, which is used for delicate tasks like picking up small objects, and a power grip that is used for grasping large objects. Now we also have opposable big toe, hallux. So many non-human primates that include apes, tarsiers, lemurs, lorises, they have an opposable big toe, which assist in gripping branches while climbing. Now, third is finger dexterity. If you are not aware, big toe is the toe of your feet. Then, finger dexterity. So, primates have flexible and highly mobile fingers that help them manipulate objects with greater precision. So, you can see the prehensibility, it is the facility, it is the characteristic that help most of the primate species, later on hominid and hominid species, to modify their environment and to exploit their environment with greater precision. So here finger dexterity is also one of the distinguishable characteristic, क्योंकि other mammals में है ही नहीं. Most of the cattle they have hooves. फिर बाकी जो एनिमल्स हैं उनके क्लॉज हैं या paws हैं. So we, the primates, we have been bestowed with this facility. Now examples: chimpanzee, the species Pan troglodytes, they use their opposable thumbs and a strong grip to crack nuts using stones. And humans, obviously, we have highly developed opposable thumbs that enable us to perform complex tool making tasks. And again, opposability is the principle by which your thumb can move around and can touch the tip of any other finger, not just the tip. Our thumb can also uh, make more flexible movements than other primates. Now, the second characteristic of primates that they have nails instead of claws. So, unlike most other mammals that possess claws, primates have evolved flattened nails on their fingers. Okay, this feature, flattened nails, it increases the ability to manipulate object delicately. And tactile pads at the tip of fingers, they enhance sensitivity and precision gripping. So, if you are uh, worried about having wet and soft palms, soft pads. So, this is one of the evolutionary ways to enhance firmer grip over objects. Now, examples, some primitive primates such as lemurs and lorises, they retain a grooming claw, a modified claw used for personal grooming. Now, a comparative studies, species, nails or claws, and spatial adaptation. So, human, we have nails that are employed for fine motor skills. Then, chimpanzee, they have nails used for tool use and social grooming. Lemurs, they have nails with grooming claws, and here, grooming claws are for personal hygiene. And then, if compared with other non-primates, cats and dogs, they have claws used for hunting and climbing. Now the next feature is flexible limbs and locomotion. So primates exhibit a generalized limb structure with the wide range of locomotion. So here generalized means a structure that is average, that is in intermediate range of spatiality. In other words, our limb structure, it is not specialized for any particular task. लाइक अगर आप दूसरे नॉन ह्यूमन प्राइमेट्स को देखें, हॉर्सेस को देखेंगे, तो उनके लिम्स जो हैं दे आर देयर फॉर एंड्योरेंस रनिंग. नाउ इन द सेम वे आप दूसरे मैमल्स जो हैं जैसे लाइक लायंस होंगे या फिर जितने भी फलाइन स्पीशीज़ हो गई, पैंथर हो गया, लेपर्ड हो गया, सो इन सब का जो लिम्ब स्ट्रक्चर है, दे हैव स्पेशलाइज्ड लिम्ब स्ट्रक्चर यूज फॉर स्पेशलाइज्ड पर्पस. सम मे बी यूज फॉर हंटिंग एंड लाइक डॉल्फिन्स एंड वेल्स, उनका लिम्ब स्ट्रक्चर फॉर स्विमिंग. सो उनके कंपैरिजन में प्राइमेट्स का जो लिम्ब स्ट्रक्चर है, इट इज़ फॉर जनरलाइज टू कैरी आउट अ लॉट ऑफ average functions, or you can say to carry out lot of comprehensive motions, a wide range of motions. The types of locomotion. First, quadrupedalism, which means walking on four limbs. So this form of locomotion is seen in monkeys and prosimians. Examples, baboons, they are terrestrial quadrupeds. Then the other type of locomotion is brachiation, means arm swinging, hanging by uh, the branches of a tree and leaping from one branch to another, and used by gibbons to swing through trees efficiently. Then the third type of locomotion is knuckle walking, that is seen in gorilla and chimpanzees as they walk on their knuckles. And the fourth type is bipedalism, that is walking on two legs, which is exclusive to humans but has been observed occasionally in chimpanzees and bonobos. Now the next, sensory adaptations in primates. So the first adaptation has been forward-facing eyes and binocular vision along with stereoscopic vision. So primates have forward-facing eyes which allow for binocular or stereoscopic vision. So this forward placing, it helps in depth perception, which helps primate judge distances accurately, a crucial adaptation for arboreal locomotion. And then they have overlapping visual fields. Each eyes provide overlapping images, leading to better spatial awareness. Now, this adaptation has been crucial for survival in the sense that when the eyes are placed in the front, if you are not aware, many species, many non-primate species, non-primate mammal species, they have eyes on the side of their faces, whereas most of the primate primates, including humans, we have forward-facing eyes, which means our eyes are placed in front of our face. So this placement, it helps us having a stereoscopic vision. And then we have an overlapping field of vision. तो फर्स्ट ये विजन की बात करते हैं. सो बाइनोक्यूलर एंड स्टीरियोस्कोपिक विजन, ये तीन चीज़ें में समझ में आएगा. फर्स्ट, फॉरवर्ड प्लेसमेंट इट हेल्प इन डेप्थ परसेप्शन, क्योंकि इसके साथ ही जो विजन है उसका एरिया इट हैव एक्सपेंडेड in, or you can say, in this triangular way. Now forward facing की वजह से we can see this much view at one time. So this helps and is us in पहला वाला depth की जगह wider horizon. So this helps us in getting a wider view of the field vision, wider field vision. Second one is depth perception. अब यही स्टीरियोस्कोपिक विजन है फॉरवर्ड फेसिंग की वजह से. अब जो भी पर्टिकुलर विजन है ये it helps us in gauging the depth of objects accurately. So कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट कहीं पे भी है, this forward placement it provides an accurate idea of where the object is. So ये second depth perception का हो गया. Then third one is overlapping fields, या overlapping vision of fields. अब इसमें ये है कि हर एक आई जो है इस पे हर एक ऑब्जेक्ट की दो मिरर इमेजेस आती है, एंड उसकी वजह से फील्ड ऑफ विजन है ये भी काफ़ी एनहेंस होता है, स्पेशली इन विड्थ. सो लेट्स से ये सिंगल आई है और ये कोई पर्टिकुलर ऑब्जेक्ट है, तो इस पे जो इमेज परसेप्शन है वो इस तरह से होगा. देन ये सेकंड आई है, इसका भी पर्टिकुलर ऑब्जेक्ट पे इस तरह से इमेज परसेप्शन होगा. तो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं इन दोनों का जो फील्ड ऑफ विजन है ये ओवरलैप हो रहा है, और इस ओवरलैपिंग की वजह से जो पिक्चोरियल क्लैरिटी है या जो कह सकते हैं इमेज परसेप्शन है वो काफ़ी प्रिसाइज होता है. और ये adaptations हैं, they belong to a time when the climate was harsh and most of the primate species, most of our ancestors, they were living in arboreal setting, so it was very difficult for them to fight off prey. और ये जो evolutionary adaptations हैं, forward placing, stereoscopic vision, they helped us not only fight off the predators but also find food, find survival strategies, and overall these adaptations they helped in survival of our ancestor, and later on they transmitted to the upcoming generations. Now examples: orangutans, they use depth perception to leap between branches, and humans, we rely on stereoscopic vision for activities such as driving and catching objects. Now the next adaptation is color vision. So many primates they have evolved trichromatic vision, that the ability to see three colors, red, green and blue, that aids in food selection. So human, we have trichromatic, we identify ripe fruits and we can detect camouflage predators. Chimpanzees, they are also trichromatic. Polar monkeys, trichromatic. And nocturnal primates, lorises, they are dichromatic or monochromatic. So it is because these are nocturnal. Nocturnal means those who live during night, those who have their activity pattern that is mostly during night. So रात में अगर है, it is mostly darkness, so color perception का सवाल होता नहीं है. And the rest of the species जो यहाँ पे है, we are diurnal, that most of our time, most of our active time, it is during the day. So that's why we can see in three colors, RGB, red, green, blue, and it is the combination of these colors that we can see the differences and we can identify most of the objects that are present in nature. And it is this characteristic that has helped us avoid the predators for a long time. Now the next, reduce olfactory sense. Now olfaction का concept ये है that most of the mammals to which we belong and most of the primates, our ancestor, they have a muzzle or a snout, and the snout, it helps us in olfaction. So olfaction is one of the sense. जैसे हमारे अभी nose है, तो these mammals and ancestral primates, they have olfactory nerves which resembles the nose of human, and this muzzle and snout, it helps in getting a better sense of smell. So it is via this smell that they can enhance their survival. So जैसे दूसरे reasons हैं या दूसरे senses हैं जो eye का हमने देखा है कि it helps in fighting off predators, finding food, and helping in survival. In the same way, this smell serves all these purposes. It helps in fighting off predators, finding food, finding mates, and surviving the the, the, the threat prone areas. So olfactory organ is one of the sensory organ, एंड ये ऑर्गन अभी भी है अभी भी जो बाकी प्राइम मैमल्स हैं या बाकी जो प्राइमेट्स हैं, स्पेशली दोज हु वॉक ऑन फोर, ऑल क्वाड्रुपेट्स, सो जो ज़मीन के नज़दीक चलते हैं, दोज हु वॉक ऑन फोर, उनमें ये ऑल्फैक्शन या ऑल्फैक्टरी ऑर्गन्स हैं, दे आर हाईली डेवलप, क्योंकि फर्स्ट दे sensory platform or foraging area, exploratory area, whichever name you call it, it is the ground near which they dwell, near which they walk. अब यही टोटल उनका एक्सप्लोरेटरी एरिया यही है, और इसी एरिया के अंदर ही उनको एक्सप्लोर करके सरवाइव करना है. सो फर्स्ट लिमिटेशन, क्योंकि दे कैन नॉट वॉक ऑन टू, देन देयर फील्ड ऑफ विजन विच इज़ वेरी लेस. अगर कोई एनिमल स्पीशीज है, इट इज़ वॉकिंग क्लोजर टू द ग्राउंड, सो इनका जो फील्ड ऑफ विजन ये बहुत नज़दीक होता है. देन जो एक्सप्लोरेटरी एरिया है, इट इज़ क्वाइट क्लोज टू देम. सो उसकी वजह से इनकी जो ऑल्फैक्टरी नर्व्स हैं या ऑल्फैक्टरी सिस्टम जो है, इट इज़ हाईली डेवलप. लेकिन जो प्राइमेट स्पीशीज़ हैं, दोज हु स्टार्टेड वॉकिंग या फिर दोज हु स्टार्टेड लिविंग ऑन ट्री, अब उसके लिए जो ऑल्फैक्टरी ऑर्गन्स हैं वो धीरे धीरे वो they came into disuse. So this is one of the reasons that primates have reduced olfactory organs. So reasons आपने देख लिए. Primates have less developed sense of smell. दो reasons हैं. First, most of the primates, they are occasional biped, and second, their habitat, it is mostly arboreal. So olfactory sense का या जो muzzle and snout का है, उसका रोल धीरे धीरे कम होता गया. Then the olfactory bulb in the brain is smaller in most of the primate, which reflect transition from a sense smell dependent to a vision dependent lifestyle. So again, यहाँ पे जो दूसरे adaptations हैं, that we most of the primate, they had forward facing eyes. So ये evolution जो है, यही mammal से ही हुआ है. So mammals who have side placed eyes and have developed olfactory organs, have muzzle and snout, then they are quadrupeds. So ये उनके लिए, उनकी लाइफस्टाइल के लिए ये जो सेंसरी ऑर्गन्स हैं, ये एडेप्टेशंस हैं, दे आर बेनिफिशियल. बट प्राइमेट्स के अंदर जो आर्बोरियल लाइफस्टाइल है, अकेजनल बाइपेडलिज्म है, देन फॉरवर्ड फेसिंग आई, स्टीरियोस्कोपिक विजन, सो उन सब की वजह से जो डिपेंडेंस ऑन स्मेल इट गॉट रिड्यूस टू major degree. So that's why most of the primate they do not have muzzle and snout, and olfactory system it is also reduced. Examples: humans and old world monkeys they have diminished sense of smell. Then lemurs and lorises they retain a stronger olfactory sense as they rely on scent marking for communication. Now, neurological and cognitive characteristic. The first one is large and complex brains. Primates have larger brains relative to body size, leading to higher intelligence and problem solving skill. You can see the encephalization quotient, EQ, that is brain to body ratio. Now, humans they have largest relative brain and having an EQ of 7.5, which means if you rationalize brain to body indices, then the difference it is this, quotient is this, that human brain and body they they rationalize on a figure of or an EQ of 7.5, which means human brain is 7.5 factor of human body. Whereas in chimpanzee, they have large brain but EQ value is very less, which means the chimpanzee brain it is 2.5 factor of their bodies. Whereas baboons they have moderate brain size and EQ is 1.5. Now examples of primate intelligence: tool use. The chimpanzees they use sticks to extract termite from mounds, and as of social learning, Japanese macaque, uh, Macaca fuscata, they exhibit cultural behavior like washing sweet potatoes in seawater. So these are the examples of primate intelligence that have been reported. The second, extended parental care. So primates, they are social animals. They have long gestational period, long childhood, during which they learn essential survival and social skills. And it is an open secret because most of the primates they live in social group, and they have long gestational periods, which require extended periods of socialization and caring. So this is again one of the distinguishable characteristic of primates. Now examples: orangutan they stay with their mother up to 8 years learning foraging techniques, and the humans have the longest dependency periods among all primates. Now, chapter second, evolutionary trends in primates. So the evolutionary journey of primates began approximately 65 million years ago, the time when the Jurassic Age came to an end, when the Indian plate collided with the Eurasian plate and Himalayas were formed, and it is also the geological age known as Paleocene epoch. And over this vast period, primates have undergone significant anatomical, physiological, and behavioral transformation. First one is retention of generalized limb structure. So here, generalized का meaning बताया था that we do not have highly specialized limb structure. ये आप देख सकते हैं other mammals में hoofed animals with fused limb bones. So जो cattle हो हैं जितने भी हैं, horse जो इस पे species हैं, ungulates जिनको बोलते हैं, जिनके अंदर कैटल स्पीशीज हो गए, हॉर्स हो गए, डंकीज हो गए, मेयर्स हो गई एंड ब्लैक बक्स हो गए, ये सारे सारे एंगुलेट्स दे हैव hooves. But on the other hand, primates have generalized limb structure. Generalized means we can engage in a wide set of movements, and this is crucial because these flexible movements allow us to adapt to various environment, and this is the agility and flexibility of species, our whole stock in help us uh, survive all different onslaught of time. Then these features have enabled primates to develop diverse locomotory patterns, including climbing, graduations, quadruped walking, and bipedalism. Then the ability to use both hands and feet for grasping, it has been significant advantage for arboreal primates that allowed them to move efficiently in trees. सो ये यहाँ पे जनरलाइज लिम्ब स्ट्रक्चर के जो बेनिफिट्स हैं, एडवांटेजेस हैं, especially the evolutionary advantages, you have get to know them. Now the comparative study, horses, they have fused limb bones, which is specialized for endurance running. Now, then bats, they have elongated fingers with webbing, webbed feet or webbed fingers, which is used for flight. Whereas primates, such as chimpanzees, they have flexible and grasping hands, which is used for climbing, swinging, walking, grasping. Now, examples: gibbon, Hylobatidae, they are known for their brachiation ability. Brachiation means to swing from trees. Gibbons इनके limbs जो हैं, upper limbs, they are very long and strong, which help them uh, cling on to trees and brachiate from one tree to another. And they use their long arms to swing from branch to branch at high speed. Now, this method of locomotion would have been impossible if they had rigid or fused limb like ungulates. Ungulates जो अभी आपको समझाया, जितने भी hoofed animals हैं, camel भी है इसमें, goats भी हैं. Then humans retain their flexibility of their upper limbs. हमारे shoulder blades जो हैं and shoulder joints जो हैं, they are flexible, and उसकी वजह से we can perform wide set of motions. And this flexibility has allowed us for tool making, where lower limb they adapted for efficient bipedal walking. Now the evolution of dexterity and manipulation. So key features: over time primates evolved highly mobile fingers and an opposable thumb. So opposable thumb आपको समझाया था, this is your thumb and ये fingers हैं. Then this thumb can touch the tip of all other fingers, and this behavior, this facility, it is helpful for precision grip, because it is the flexibility, it is the grasping movement that can help in enhancing the grip over any complex object. Then this adaptation, it has played a crucial role in food gathering, tool making and social interaction. ये तो चलो simple है. Now comparative study of hand dexterity in primates. So dexterity means efficient use. Literal meaning dexterity का मतलब होता है dual use या multiple use, but here it is for efficiency. It stands for efficiency. Now the comparative charts. Humans, they have fully opposable thumb, which is highly efficient for motor skills and tool making. Chimpanzees, they have opposable thumb and they have high dexterity for tool use and object manipulation. Spider monkeys, they do not have opposable thumb, so they use tail for grasping objects. And lemurs, they have partially opposable thumb and it is used for climbing and grooming. Now the example of dexterity in primates: chimpanzees, they use stick to extract termites from their mounds. Capuchin monkeys, they known for using stones to crack open nuts. And then humans. Then we have the advanced fine motor skills. So here motor skills, it doesn't mean we have motors. It means the skills that use in making swift movements of hand, fingers, thumb. So that's why it is said that we have advanced fine motor skills that allow us for writing, tool making and artistic expression. Now the next characteristic: brain enlargement and cognitive complexity. So the major evolutionary trend in primates is progressive enlargement of brain, particularly the neocortex. Neocortex, this area is responsible for higher cognitive functions such as problem solving, memory, social interaction, and learning. So this brain expansion, it has been particularly significant in great apes and humans. And to give you an idea, so let's have a look back at this history from the stock that we diverged from. So ultimately, it started with animals, mammals, diverged from animals, and primates they diverge from mammals. Now, we are looking at two situations. First, quadrupedalism and then primates. So quadrupedalism, I'm talking about other mammals, other non-primate mammals. So most of the non-primate mammals, they are quadruped. They walk on their four. They live close to ground, and they have eyes first close to ground, eyes that are placed in sideways. Then their olfactory organs, they are highly developed. They have muzzle or snout. And when we compare this to primates, so let's have the evolutionary advantage that favor evolution of primates, hominids, hominins, and humans. So first one is the most of the primate they started living in trees. So this arboreal setting it increased their field of vision. So this field of vision it is directly related to development of brain. क्योंकि when most of the animals are living close to ground, so उनका field of vision it is very less. So if field of vision is less, then they have less information to process. इट इज़ अबाउट इंफॉर्मेशन क्योंकि ब्रेन कॉम्प्लेक्स तभी हो पाएगा ब्रेन्स के जो इंटरनल ऑर्गन्स हैं दे विल इवॉल्व ओनली इफ they guzzle up a lot of information or if there is a inherent pressure innate pressure to guzzle up to analyze more information. But for a ground dwelling animal which relies on other sensory organs such as olfaction and claws and hooves, this information flow is very less. Whereas those who are living on trees, the arboreal setting, now their information processing is higher. And the second evolutionary advantage, that is forward facing eyes that help in stereoscoping vision, binocular vision. Now this vision it enhance the supply of information. So when information started supplying, now the brain got the incentive to grow. The brain, especially the neocortex, it started growing, it started becoming more complex because by now it has more information. एक ये आप देख सकते हैं the species that is dwelling on ground and depending on other sensory organ, and then other species that is living on tree or walking on two, that species would have a higher information area, a higher field of vision to gather information from. So ये information revolution जो है ये it distinguish primates from other mammal, other non-primate mammals. Then next, जब bipedalism came into the picture, even the occasional bipedalism, and you might be asking that for a long time primate species from you can say the rat-sized lemurs to giant orangutans, most of them they do not have that highly complex brain that I am talking about. Even if they have been living on trees for thousands of years, still the brain development is less. So here, even if arboreal setting, even if they were living on trees, the information process, even if there was binocular vision, the information flow, even if it was there, the information, the incoming information was there, but still this information was not as clear as someone who started walking on two. So this brain expansion it started in higher term from the arrival of hominins, which means from that start from Australopithecus to Homo habilis, then Homo erectus, then various species of Middle Pleistocene, and then archaic Homo sapiens, or anatomically modern Homo sapiens, and finally Homo sapiens. So इस chain में the evolution of brain it has been rapid. So Australopithecines, you can say from around 650 to 900 cc, we have the rapid brain expansion that went up to 1600 in Neanderthals. Right now in modern humans we have around 1400 cc of brain. So you can see the difference. Whereas यही होमिनिन के पहले होमिनिड्स की बात करते हैं, एप्स की बात करते हैं, चिंपैंजीज की बात करते हैं, तो दे हैव अराउंड 450 और 500 सीसी ऑफ ब्रेन. सो यहाँ पे आर्बोरियल सेटिंग में बाइनोक्यूलर विजन आया, बट स्टिल द इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोसेस वाज नॉट देयर. सो हियर the next breakthrough came with the bipedalism. So bipedalism, now you are living close to the ground, but still you have a better field of vision than other ground dwelling animal. Now this here the transition, it helped in having a clarity of information gathering. So here the incentives were provided to the brain so that it can grow. So ये information मिली. उसके बाद जो next step जो है omnivory, क्योंकि when we started walking on to information was also incoming at fast pace, the brain got incentive to grow. Neocortex was becoming more complex, but with it the energy efficiency was less, क्योंकि इससे पहले जो जो डाइट थी it was mostly dependent on animal meat, or the diet, it was not specialized. So sorry, the diet was specialized. कुछ species जो हैं they depended solely on animal protein. फिर कुछ जो है starch and carbohydrate based diet such as tubers, और ये जो the generalized the omnivorous diet was not there. और जो brain expansion है उसको भी एनर्जी की ज़रूरत पड़ने लग गई. जैसे जो मॉडर्न ह्यूमंस हैं, the modern human brain, it consume around 25% of energy intake. Now ये आप समझ सकते हैं कि उस टाइम पे जब ब्रेन स्टार्टेड गेटिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स, सो एनर्जी नीड भी ज़रूरी थी. और हार्श एटमॉस्फेयर में टू सर्वाइव द एनर्जी नीड ऑफ द एवर ग्रोइंग ब्रेन, ओनली ओमनिवोरस डाइट could have solved that puzzle. और यहीं पे जो नेक्स्ट ब्रेक थ्रू आया, that from Australopithecus onwards, most of the primate species, most of the hominins, they started intaking omnivorous diet. और फिर उससे जो ब्रेन को जो एनर्जी जो है, फ्यूल जो है, ये भी मिल गया. So this has been the total saga. The brain expansion has been particularly significant in great apes and human. Now the comparative brain to body ratio in primates जो हम अभी ऑलरेडी देख चुके हैं, humans EQ is 7.5, chimpanzee 2.5, and dogs it is 1.2. Now the next breakthrough, development of stereoscopic vision and color perception. So primates evolved forward-facing eyes which allowed for binocular vision. Binocular vision means depth perception. When you have forward-facing eyes, then you can see in depth. And this adaptation was crucial for early primates that were navigating tree branches. And they also developed trichromatic vision, that is ability to see in red, green and blue, that help detect ripe fruits and young leaves. Now this chart has also been seen. Cats, they are dichromatic, dogs dichromatic, humans trichromatic, and howler monkeys trichromatic. Now reduction in olfactory dependence. So primates, they started relying more on vision. और जो रीज़न है आपको बता दिया, स्टीरियोस्कोपिक विजन है, फॉरवर्ड फेसिंग आइज है, एंड द रिडक्शन ऑफ मजल एंड स्नाउ. उसकी वजह से जो स्मेल डिपेंडेंस है वो धीरे धीरे रिड्यूस होती गई, एंड इट गेव वे टू reliance on vision. Now the comparative study, dogs, they have high olfactory sensitivity. Lemurs, they have high. Humans, we have low. Most of the primate species, they have low olfactory sensitivity. Now evolution of social behavior and parental care. So primate species, or most of the primate species, they exhibit complex social behavior which includes group living, cooperative hunting, and emotional bonding. And it is one of the reasons that Most of the primates, they have long gestation period. Long gestation period means जो के children हैं, kids हैं, cubs हैं, they take a long time to grow up. So this requires long time for extensive learning and socialization. Now the next chapter, primate taxonomy. So taxonomy is the branch of biological science that deals with the classification of organisms based on shared characteristic and evolutionary lineage. So this classification, it provides insights into the ancestral relationship between different species and help anthropologists understand how primates evolved over millions of years. So primates belong to the order Primates, which includes a diverse range of species from small nocturnal prosimians to large brain, highly social great apes. So this classification is based on morphological traits. Morphological means body structure, locomotion, skull shape, genetic similarities, DNA sequencing, then fossil evidence, fossil of extinct primates, and behavioral pattern. Now, the overview of primate classification. First, we belong to kingdom Animalia, which includes all multicellular prokaryotes that consume organic matter for energy. Did I say prokaryotes? Well, most of us, we belong to eukaryotes. Eukaryotes, here it means that the cell, they have nucleus that is bound by nuclear membranes. So all the species that have their nucleus bound in nuclear membranes, they are known as eukaryotes, and most of the animals, plants and fungi, including seaweeds, they all of them, they belong to the eukaryotes. And multicellular means having an organism that is made up of trillions of cells. Now phylum, we belong to phylum Chordata. Chordata means we have a notochord, a flexible rod that support the body. Then we have a dorsal nerve cord and a segmented body structure. Now all these terms can be explained by analogy. So as of notochord, we have an S-shaped backbone which is similar to a flexible rod that supports the body. Now, the dorsal nerve cords, so all the nerves and neurons that connect the brain from rest of the body, and a segmented body structure. So we do not have completely segmented body structure, but we have a partially segmented body structure wherein different organs such as skull, the upper torso, the legs, all of them, they behave as if they are segmented. Now next, we belong to class Mammalia, that all the mammals, they share key characteristics such as we have mammary glands for nursing young, we have body hair for thermoregulation, we have metabolism of warm-blooded, and we give birth to live animals. Then we belong to order Primates, which include features such as prehensile hands and nails instead of claws, forward-facing eyes for depth perception, large brain size, and extended parental care and social behavior. Now, the suborders of primate. So the order Primate is divided into two major suborders. First, Strepsirrhini, which means wet-nosed primates or lower primates, and then Haplorhini, which means dry-nosed primates or higher primates. Here, rhini, it is a Latin term which means nose. Then the suborder Strepsirrhini means, or the wet-nosed primates, it includes primates with features that these features are more primitive compared to haplorhines. They have stronger sense of smell, large olfactory bulb in the brain. They have nocturnal adaptation, means they live during the night. Now, they have tapetum lucidum, a reflective layer behind their retina, which improves night vision. So, in short, their nocturnal adaptation is because of their improved night vision. Then they have smaller brain size relative to body. Then they have greater reliance on scent marking for territory, so they have greater dependence on olfaction, and they have grooming claws or and a dental comb that is used for grooming and feeding. Now, examples: lemurs found only in Madagascar, lorises found in Southeast Asia, and galapagos bush babies found in Africa. Now the other suborder, Haplorhini or dry-nosed primates. So here I forgot to mention this wet nose. So this olfactory organ in any animal species, whether they belong to primate or non-primate, mammals or other invertebrates, all of them, if they have developed olfactory system, then this olfactory system it work by a snout or muzzle, and this snout it remains wet, it remains humidified, and this is one of the way to uh, to make sense of their surrounding. So this wet snout or wet olfactory organ, it helps in keeping the olfactory nerves active and sensitive. Now if this system it is not wet, then the olfactory system it is no longer functioning. So here in Haplorhini, you see these are dry-nosed primates. So they have large brain size since their olfactory system is not working because they have dry noses, which means their reliance on smell has reduced and they have started relying more on vision. They have flat faces with smaller snouts, so if they are relying less on smell, then their snout muzzle it will also get reduced, and they have more complex social behavior and intelligence. Now this suborder Haplorhini, it is divided into two infraorders. First, Tarsiformes, which means tarsier. These are small primates with characteristic intermediate between Strepsirrhini and Haplorhines. And the second infraorder is Anthropology, which includes monkeys and apes. And these are large primates with advanced brains and social structure. Now, infraorder Tarsiformes, tarsiers, the intermediate primate group. So they are found in Southeast Asia, Philippines, Borneo, and Sumatra. They have large eyes which are adapted for nocturnal vision. They have elongated tarsal bones, means ankle bone, which allow for powerful leaping. So since most of the Southeast Asia, it is a part of monsoonal climate, and these countries they are also closer to equator, which means they have tropical climate. So most of the vegetation here they include tall grasses such as bamboo and various evergreen trees. So these species that are living in these tropical areas, they usually prefer nocturnal activity pattern and a system of movement that includes leaping and hugging. So you might have seen many images of tarsier that leap across or they keep hugging bamboo trees. Then they have 100% carnivorous diet, which is rare among primates. So here you can see specialized diet, and they have more advanced visual cortex, which indicates greater reliance on sight than smell. Now the second infraorder again under Tarsiformes is infraorder Anthropology, which includes monkeys and apes, and it consists of monkeys, apes, and humans, and it is divided into two suborders. First, Platyrrhines, which means New World monkeys, found in Central and South America, and Catarrhini, old monkeys and apes, found in Africa and Asia. Now, Platyrrhini, New World monkeys, they're found in South and Central Asia. They have flat nose with sideways facing nostrils. They have prehensile tails. Prehensile means here The tail is used for gripping objects or leaping from one tree to another. They have dental formula 2133, an extra premolar compared to old world monkeys, and they have smaller body size compared to old world monkeys. Examples: howler monkeys, and howler monkey, as the name suggests, they howl a lot. It means they have loud calls for communication. And then zebras or capuchins, they are highly intelligent tool users. Then marmosets and tamarins, these are small primates with claws instead of nails. Second, catarrhini, old world monkeys and apes, and features found in Africa and Asia. They have narrow noses with downward facing nostril. They have large body size. They do not have any prehensile tail, and they have more complex social structure. So again, this catarrhini per order is divided into two family. First, Cercopithecoi, old world monkeys, which include baboons, macaques, and colobus, and then Hominoidae, which includes apes and humans, and in it comes gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutan, and human. Now the family Hominidae, they are highly intelligent with tool use and culture, strong social bonds, extended childhood and parental care, increased reliance on learned behavior, and examples: chimpanzees, gorillas, and humans. So this is it. Thank you very much, and subscribe the channel.